Hi, I'm Scott Williamson, Managing Director of Blackstone Minerals, and today we're going to be talking about how Blackstone is well positioned to meet the demand for green nickel coming from the lithium-ion battery industry with our flagship Ta Khoa Nickel-Sulphide project in northern Vietnam. So we've got a portfolio of assets of particularly focused on battery and precious metals. We started on the ASX nearly 3 years ago, initially focused on nickel sulphide and gold exploration in Western Australia. And then we moved our focus to the Goldbridge project in British Columbia, where we started to look for the battery metals, particularly focused on cobalt initially. We still have that asset, the Goldbridge project. We're seeking joint venture partners. That asset has become more of a copper gold cobalt project. We've got a district scale opportunity there, and we're seeking larger players to come in and partner. But today we'll just focus on the Ta Khoa Nickel Sulphide district in northern Vietnam. We have an existing mine which operated between 2013 and 2016. And it operated in some of the lowest nickel prices we've seen in the last decade. It's now under care and maintenance, and we're looking to restart the mine. The previous owners sunk $136 million into the capital infrastructure, and so we're well positioned to turn this mine back on, but with a focus on the battery downstream products for the lithium-ion battery. So this is a quick corporate snapshot. We recently raised $21 million, and we've brought in a new major shareholder called Fidelity, one of the larger institutional investors in the world, and really excited to bring in a major shareholder there. Just before that, we also added EcoPro. You can see they have a position of 13%, and we'll talk about EcoPro and what they mean for our strategy. We've also got a supportive German shareholder, Deutsche Balaton, and the board and management hold a strong position of 14%. So we're listed on the ASX. We've got $28 million in the bank thanks to our recent raising. Top 20 shareholders own 60% of the company, so it's a very tight capital structure. We have a board and management team with a history of creating shareholder wealth through exploration success, particular focus on Hamish Halliday and Steve Parsons. That's a partnership that's been working together for 20 years, and there's a long history of exploration success and creating shareholder wealth through the drill bit. And Steve's having some great success recently with a company called Bellevue Gold Limited, and that's just another example of what Steve and Hamish have done over many years. We've just added Mr. Jung. He's the representative from EcoPro. So when EcoPro had invested, they also put a representative on the board. So we've just added Mr. Jung from EcoPro. Another key member of the team is Steve Enel. He's a project manager of the Ta Khoa Nickel Sulphide project, and he's been operating that mine for the last 10 years. And we actually bought and purchased the mine off Steve Enel. So he's a seasoned professional in metallurgical and nickel sulphide metallurgy, particularly over the last 30 years. And so a really important addition to the team. We've also added just recently Patrick Chang as our corporate development officer. So we've got a board management team that's had a long history of corporate success. This is a quick snapshot of the lithium-ion battery. 40% of the cost of the cathode is in the nickel and the cobalt. Cobalt being a higher cost product addition to the battery, there's been a movement towards high nickel cathode, and particularly now that Tesla have made this very public, this movement towards high nickel and reduction of cobalt. So there's a movement towards NCM 811, so a nickel cobalt manganese ratio of 8 to 1, 1 cobalt to 8 times nickel. The initial lithium-ion battery had a 1-1-1 ratio, so equal nickel to cobalt, and there's a real push towards engineering out the cobalt and increasing the nickel. This is our partner EcoPro. So we're looking to build a downstream processing facility in northern Vietnam with EcoPro. This is the largest cathode manufacturer in South Korea and the second largest in the world. They have a precursor business. They also have a lithium business, and they bring those businesses together to produce the cathode. So the cathode business is EcoPro BM, and that supplies two of the major battery manufacturers in the world, being Samsung, SDI, and SK Innovation. So through our relationship and our recent addition of EcoPro as a partner to the register of Blackstone, we're now looking forward to building a long-term joint venture partnership to build a downstream processing facility to produce downstream nickel products in northern Vietnam. It's important to realise there's two types of nickel. We're particularly focused on green nickel as well. So we're looking at a particular scenario where we're already plugged into the hydro grid power plant in the Son La province of northern Vietnam. So we believe we've got some of the greenest and cleanest nickel in the market. Particularly focus on class 1 nickel. Class 1 nickel is the only type of nickel suitable for batteries. And for class 1 nickel, you need either a nickel sulphide, which is the type that we have in northern Vietnam, or you need to be building the high pressure acid leach process, which is a minimum $1 billion project. So there's two types of class 1 nickel. There's the sulphide type, which is a much lower capital intensity, much easier processing route. And then the other type is laterite, which is then you require the HPEL. So you can see from the class 1 type, there's a very little, I suppose, supply coming online for class 1 nickel and significant demand coming from the lithium-ion battery industry. Class 2 nickel, which is a lot more abundant and plenty of supply, and unfortunately the class 2 nickel won't be suitable for the battery. So this is what we're trying to achieve in northern Vietnam. So we have the 450,000 tonne per annum concentrator. So we have an existing infrastructure, a concentrator that operated for 3.5 years. It's in good order and ready to go. They built a modern mechanised underground mine. The previous owners mined a mechanised underground mine. Right next to that mine, we've just drilled out the first ore body for Blackstone, which is the Ban Phuc disseminated ore body. And we believe it's a very similar scenario to the Mount Keith nickel mine in Western Australia. So this is a picture of Mount Keith. Mount Keith has a head grade today of 0.5% nickel, very similar to the head grade of our ore body in northern Vietnam, the Ban Phuc disseminated ore body. The benefit we have is we've got the Son La hydro power plant. It's the largest hydro power plant in Southeast Asia, in the Son La province, right next to the mine. The mine is already hooked into hydro renewable power, which we believe gives us a benefit over our peers, because we are looking to develop and produce green nickel. So this is the existing concentrator. We will take the concentrate from the mine, and we're looking to build a downstream processing plant. We will do this within the province. We'll also build the downstream processing plant with the renewable power. So we're looking at a downstream green nickel refinery for the lithium-ion battery industry. LG Chem are looking to build a $2 billion battery plant down the road at the port city of Haiphong, and we believe that this is an emerging district for electronics, but also lithium-ion batteries, and there's also a partnership between LG Chem and the local electric vehicle company called VinFast. So we believe this is an emerging hub for electric vehicles, lithium-ion batteries, and has been an emerging hub for electronics for some time now. So this is our infrastructure. So the previous owners sunk $136 million into the concentrator and the underground mine. So there's a modern mechanised underground mine, existing concentrator. We can turn this concentrator on. It's ready to go. There is a tariff on concentrate. So the plan is to build the downstream processing facility, which allows us to remove the tariff. So the previous owners actually paid that tariff. Our plan is to not pay the tariff, but to build the downstream processing facility, which allows us to remove that tariff. So you can see here, there's a modern mechanised underground mine built by Australian mining engineers and Australian metallurgists. This is built to a world-class standard, as if it was in Australia or Canada. We have we've actually got four drill rigs of our own. We've also got 2 of our contractor rigs, so we've got 6 drill rigs spinning. So it's consistent news flow coming through. We've also made some major discoveries. The King Cobra discovery was our first one, and that's been the, I suppose, very exciting discovery there for that. We've got the 250-person camp. So all of this infrastructure is there, ready to go. And before, so we have a fully permitted tailings facility and all the equipment in the concentrate shed ready to go. So we've got a particular type of nickel sulfide. It's a magmatic nickel sulfide. This type of ore body, or this ore system, creates some of the largest ore bodies in the world. Very similar age and structural setting to the Norilsk district in Russia and the Jinchuan district in China. So you can see we've drilled out this first ore body. This is the King Cobra discovery zone. That's open at depth. You can see we're just chasing that to look and hopefully discover where the feeder zone for this large intrusion is. So we've got a 1 kilometre by 500 metre large ore body. This will be the maiden resource, which we're looking to deliver in the coming weeks. So that's the Ban Phuc disseminator. That's where the existing concentrator is. Our first massive sulfide target is the Ban Chang prospect. We're 2.5 kilometres to the southeast. Ban Chang is our first of our 25 massive sulfide vein targets, and we're hitting massive sulfide with every hole. So we're consistently hitting massive sulfide. We're using the modern electromagnetics. We have our own geophysics equipment, our own drill rigs, and we're just continuously unlocking what we believe will be a long-term nickel sulfide district. So on the left, we have hole 1 in Ban Chang. We stepped out 1 kilometre along strike, and hole 3, we hit it again. So we're consistently hitting these massive sulfide intercepts at Ban Chang, and this is the first of 25 massive sulfide targets, which are all outcropping mineralisation, which we're then coming through with the modern geophysics to unlock the geology underneath. So after we finished with Ban Chang, we continued to the east of Ban Chang, and we've made a blind discovery, which is the Viper discovery. So this is a zone that didn't have any outcropping mineralisation. We've done the electromagnetic survey. We've gone over and found nickel sulfide in the trenching after the fact. So this is a blind discovery. We believe there will be more blind discoveries throughout the district. Of the 25 targets, they're all outcropping mineralisation. This will be, we believe, many more of these blind discoveries by using the geophysics to unlock the geology under the surface. This is our second massive sulfide target we're drilling now. This is the Ta Khoa prospect. You can see some of the previous drill holes from the previous owners have just clipped the edges of this EM plate. We have a large mag anomaly. So this is a potentially another disseminated but also massive sulfide target we're drilling as we speak in Ta Khoa. We're looking to take the concentrate from the existing mine, convert it into the downstream nickel product, being the nickel sulfate for the lithium-ion battery industry. This is the partnership that we will build with EcoPro to build and deliver the downstream products for the lithium-ion battery industry. This will be a big focus of our scoping study, which we're looking to deliver in the coming weeks. So you can see here we have the maiden resource and the scope study due in Q3. Next year, it's all about the further studies, pre-feasibility study, definitive feasibility study in late in 2021, and then looking to restart the mine in 2022. So just in summary, we've got a portfolio of battery and precious metals. We're exploring what we believe could be a world-class nickel sulfide district in northern Vietnam. We're 6 hours out of Hanoi to the west of Hanoi. We believe that this northern Vietnam area is an emerging hub for electronics, electric vehicles, and lithium-ion batteries. With maiden resource and scoping study due in the coming weeks. And that will be focused on the downstream products and our partnership with EcoPro, the largest cathode manufacturer in South Korea, second largest cathode manufacturer in the world. We're well funded with $28 million, and we've got a proven track record of delivering to value to shareholders over 20 years, and we believe that Blackstone's another example of that, and we're really excited to really, I suppose, add some value for the Blackstone shareholders over the coming months and years. Thank you for your time.